The map we were told to create from the Q intelligence. Here is that map. It is essential to understand the events. Listen closely. Do not let the simplicity of the world outside fool you, because what I am about to show you isn't just a breakdown. It is the master key. You've asked yourself 1,000 times, why? Why does it feel like we are constantly walking through a maze designed to keep us lost? It's because they've worked tirelessly to keep us in the dark. But the they you've been told to fear? They left behind the clues to their own undoing. These crumbs, these Q drops, they weren't just noise. They were the building blocks for this map. And this map is the only thing standing between us and the door of all doors. We have been living in their story. Our labor, our taxes, our attention. It's all been fuel for a machine we didn't build. Look at the architecture. It's a perfect, closed loop of extraction. The Federal Reserve creates the debt. The IRS siphons your labor to pay the interest. And the media and NGOs? They are just the janitors, sanitizing the reality so you stay focused on the distractions they provide. It wasn't just the Fed, the Saudi puppet masters, the Rothschild nodes, and the influence of Soros. They were all threads in a single, massive tapestry of control. Look at the history they sold us. 9/11 wasn't a tragedy. It was an architecture, a crisis engineered to launch an agenda. And when they finally had Osama bin Laden killed, it wasn't justice. It was a calculated act to protect their future. He knew too much. They were silencing him to protect their next T-level event. Another massive staged tragedy, designed to further subjugate we the people. But the rot goes deeper than money. They don't just serve a system, they serve a master that demands total inversion. Look at their symbols, hidden in plain sight, mocking us from the highest corporate boardrooms and media networks. They worship the adversary, Satan, as the ultimate architect of chaos. They believe this rebellion against the natural order is their enlightenment. To them, our suffering isn't a byproduct of their greed. It's an offering. They are trying to harvest the collective consciousness of humanity to feed a darkness that has no end. And here's the game. They are watching. Every drop, every piece of intel, they are reading it all. They know that military intelligence has shown us the map of their architecture of evil. They know the veil is lifted. It's a sociological trap. When we talk about LDR, Lord de Rothschild, they are listening to the frequency. We've even reached a point where it's said we can hear them breathing. They're so panicked that they are forced to make emotional moves on this chessboard against the military intelligence, revealing their own desperation. But then, the Saudi purge happened. That was the first tremor. They cut the strings to one of their primary puppet masters, and the hierarchy began to wobble. Look at the data. Look at Soros. When the walls began to close in and the narrative control started to fail, he didn't just stand there. He scrambled. He began selling off his massive tech and media shares, repositioning his assets in a desperate attempt to jump ship. He knew the illusion was failing. He saw the shift in the data that the rest of the world was too distracted to notice. The door of all doors isn't a metaphor. It is the moment of collective realization, when the public finally understands that the banking system, the media, and these satanic mechanisms are one synchronized machine. The system loses its only power, its legitimacy. We are finished being spectators in their history. We are becoming the architects of our own. By seeing the hand behind the curtain and watching the architects like Soros and the Rothschilds scramble because they know their game is exposed, you'd break the contract. You walk out of their darkness and into the light of the truth. Study these lines. Understand these nodes. You have the map now, and it is time to walk through the door.